Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie class. Today we will speak about pretty old, probably classic movie, The War of the Worlds. And we have our guest, our star teacher Lee, who will try to support our English. So, teacher Lee, I have a question just from the beginning. Support or support? What is the difference?
Support. There is no support. It's support.
Yeah, but is it? I know that in English there are some words that change like verb or noun depend on stress. Is
Correct,
it?
but not support.
Not support. Okay, support.
Support is always support.
Support.
Okay. Hello, Leila. Hello, everyone. And let's start from the movie. So, I have to admit, I have not finished the movie. I fall asleep. something happened. But I read the short story on the IMDb, and I watched maybe more than half of it. So what I know about the story, let me start because I cannot I cannot finish it. I can only start. So at the beginning of the movie, we can see some short explanation about Martian race. So there is some extraterrestrial, how say it? Extraterrestrial race. They live on the Mars, planet of our solar system. But something goes wrong on the Mars. Maybe pollution, maybe something else, and they suffer of cold, right? So it's cold at the night.
Not on Mars. Mars. We don't know why I think it's just an invasion. It didn't really say why they left.
Well, it was at the beginning. They say that there was some explanation. It was cold, it was polluted, or something like this, and they started to choose between planets. They checked Pluto, and it was too cold. They checked something else, Jupiter. Yeah, Jupiter, and it was okay, but something wrong with atmosphere and pressure, atmosphere pressure. So they tried, and then they found the Earth, and it looked good. Right? It looked good. Oceans, Greenland, and sunny Florida. You know, a lot of good places to invite. So it's a prologue, right? The prologue of the movie. Then we see some American citizen. Then they see meteorite, right? They think that it's a meteorite. I remember the teacher Lee told once us about meteorite, meteor, and something third.
Yeah, in the sky we call them meteors.
Meteors, okay, meteors. And meteorite when it's landed, right?
Correct.
Okay. So we know there is meteorite that landed on the Earth, and by lucky case there are some scientists that can investigate the case. So they started investigation, and it turns out that it's not a meteorite. It's a spaceship with aliens inside. Okay. Someone have to continue from this point.
I volunteer.
Please.
So there is a scientist, Dr. Forrester, that he's working in an institute close to the place. I think the place is in California. And when they see the remains of the meteorite, it looks, everything is burning. And the Dr. Forrester has a Geiger counter. I think it's called Geiger. It shows that the meteorite is radioactive. So they leave the place, and there are three men watching it. And they see that the meteorite has a lid, and it's unscrewing, and a sort of thin machine appears. You can see these machines in all the movie. They look like swans, and they have a head with like three eyes with different colors, red, green, blue, the three colors that make TV images.
RGB aliens.
RGB. So these guys want to talk. These three men want to talk with the supposed extraterrestrial because it was obvious that it must be some intelligent life, but the intelligent life is not friendly. Shoot a beam, burn them completely. Char, I think, is it the word char properly used?
Charred, like grilling outside in a campground, charred, black.
Only a few ashes left on the ground.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what happened. And then, but I think some people went to see because there was a fire around the place, and many people went to investigate, and they realized about the bad intentions of the extraterrestrials. What I think I don't get is why they are so sure that they are from Mars, because they don't have any. It's not like speculation. They speculate that it's not, but they don't have any physical evidence.
Well, their only evidence was that at that time Mars and Earth were close together in their orbits.
Mm-hmm.
So they just made a wild guess that because Mars was the closest planet at that moment, maybe they were from Mars.
Guys, probably I watched some, extended version of something, but in my versions at the beginning, it was clearly Mars. It was some explanation about this. And
one version, someone was watching Mars with a telescope, and they saw some bright flashes on Mars from the launches.
And as you notice it, they really discussed it. They say that every 20 years, Mars and yours like close to each other and have a, I did not get it, have like a direct way without gravity declination or something like this. So, probably.
Sure. I don't know about that, but they're close together. Yeah.
I think they didn't take it into account that it takes some time to travel between Earth and Mars, unless you have a very, very high speed ship. So we know nowadays, I don't know, maybe 1 year. It could take 1 year with our actual technology.
Well, I cannot help not to make a sarcastical, joke, because now in 2018, our God, what was his name? Tesla guy, Musk, he already promised us Mars traveling to this year. 5 years ago, he said in 2080 we will travel to Mars. So it's soon.
When Mars and Earth are the closest, we can travel there in months. But when we're far away, it takes years. So we will always wait until we're close before we launch.
But I mean, when you are close today, but when you launch, it would take some time to travel to Mars. Do you know my point? Do you understand my point?
Just a few months. If we're close, just a few months. So we can get there before it, we can time it so as it's getting to the closest point, we launch. So at the closest point, we're there. But if we miss that point, now it's getting farther away as we travel.
Usually, you look like an alien now because of your background. Yeah, I mean this, how you call it, green screen or something. So
green
chroma.
Yeah. So you lose like half of your face. Maybe intentionally.
Like
I can take myself
Almost alien, yeah. Please add more contrast. Don't be so transparent. It's scary.
It's like Harry Potter wearing his invisibility cloak.
Yeah. Okay, much better. Thank you.
On a spaceship now. Okay.
So for interruption, but I think, Gerard, it's not only disadvantages with that we need this, wait for 20 years. Because if you want to have some rest from your wife, you're just waiting, you go, and then you are free for 20 years on the Mars. Yeah. So where we finished in the story?
The 3 men were killed, and some other people came to the site, and they saw the outline of the 3 men, and they kind of guessed that it probably wasn't friendly.
This snake with an eye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, pretty scary. But it was small at the beginning and then higher, then bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the spaceship. It's just menacing. It's just dangerous looking, like the eye of Sauron, you know, looking for you to kill you.
Exactly. Okay, so what else? What was next? Sans, would you like to continue about the story?
Yes, and while they were inspecting what is popping out of the rock, and they were killed by flame of fires or something.
Yeah, I think we call it a heat ray.
Yeah, okay, heat rays. Yeah, and suddenly it created a radioactive anomalies there. So all those radioactive networks went disrupted, and their watches stopped. It became like magnetized, and all the telephone lines got disconnected, and electric wires were demolished due to the fire accident. So the professor and the lead female were dancing in a party, and they noticed the sudden electricity breakdown, and everybody were wondering what happened. And then they were discussing. Later, they found the professor found that everybody's watch stopped. Then it might be some. It's because of some electronic magnetic waves. So he suspected that it must be from the rock landed from the Mars. So they went to the place to check that.
Hello, Sergey.
Hello, how are you?
We are discussing a movie about alien invasion. I don't know if you had chance to watch it, but if no, don't worry. We just in the beginning of the story, you know, we just covered the first part. So invasion have not even started. Okay, and we have echo. Someone probably from Lena.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So where we stop it? Sorry, I'm lost. I don't know where to continue. Gerard, can you save us? What happened next?
Okay. The army, well, the Celestials, because they were dangerous, they were unfriendly, the army shoot them with conventional weapons like tanks, artillery, bullets, everything, and they couldn't do anything against the swan, because those extraterrestrials look like swans, but actually I think they are some ships, that they can travel without like flying, without using some electromagnetic power, and
they said it was like magnetism was lifting it off the ground.
Mm-hmm. So the extraterrestrials the Martians struck back against the army and destroy all of them with their heat beams. They had a sort of a magnetic shield that prevent the army to destroy them. So it was almost impossible to destroy them, and the same happened in many different countries in the world. that had this sort of invasion. Okay.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, clear so far. And it's about the point where I fell asleep. So I don't know what happened after. Probably Russians win, I think. No?
I think Russia was invaded. I don't know why. Maybe the cold.
But I watched a trailer, and it looked for me like one scene looked for me like a battle in Siberia or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just my impression. Okay, so aliens are tough guy. It's hard to hurt them. Interesting pronouncing. Hard to hurt them. So what? Leila, we discussed before class. We discussed: is there any romantic story in this movie? And
no. Okay, I am used to watching these kind of science fiction films. Thanks to you.
Okay, but we think there is one, but it's not very straightforward. It's about this daughter of the priest in the village and this scientific guy.
Yeah, I'm going to ask a lot of questions. So I'm writing my questions now.
Okay. So who can continue? Vasant? No?
Okay. After that, they received messages from all over the world that so many spaceships were landing, and they were trying to demolish all the buildings and everything on the earth. So all army officials gathered together, and they planned to attack those spaceships, and but they couldn't do it. Even the ultimate weapon, atomic weapon, could not even touch the spaceship. They used some kind of a mysterious armor around them, like
we call it a force field.
Okay, force field. Then finally, people were desperate, and they started moving from their own place. They were evacuating, and Professor Forster and his colleague decided to stop this invasion. So they were trying to do some research, and they were gathering some equipments for that, and move to I think the Alps. Alps mountain range. So he decided to go there and to do some research about these aliens. So he grabbed some equipments and things in his truck, and he started to move. But due to the mayhem, I think chaos, which one is the appropriate one? Due to the chaos situation among the people about the alien invasion, there were so many mob attacks on the people. They wanted to pick the truck and move away from the place, so they attacked the drivers, and they started to jump in the trucks, and they stole the truck towards somewhere else in order to escape from the invasion. So and it happened to the professor also. He was picking his things into his trucks, and he was moving, but he was attacked by a mob, and he was pulled away from his truck, and he was lost, kind of lost in some such place, and he was searching for his girl also. I think I forgot her name, and he was searching her all over the city while the invasion was happening. The explosions were happening. Finally, he found her in a church. He knew that she would be in a church because she told that he was an orphan, and she was found in a church. So he thought that she would be there. So finally, at last, he found her, and they cuddled each other. At the same time, the alien spaceship landed down due to the, how to say that, the immune level. They could not survive with the bacteria in our Earth. They could not survive. So they got infected and they landed down. That's how the invasion came to an end.
Yeah, they didn't land, they crashed.
So what is the word for that? What is the word for ability of your body to resist some infection?
Immunity?
Immunity or your immune system.
Immune system. So for some bacteria, for some viruses, we have it just like inbreeded, right? We have it in our genome. You just born, but you already immune to some type of bacteria.
Well, actually, in the book, what killed them was the common cold. They died from the cold virus, which we can't protect ourselves from, but it's not fatal to us. But it was fatal to them.
Wow.
So we got lucky.
So the lesson is that we helpless, we are just useless, but we can resist to virus. So that's why we are here, right?
Love viruses was the message of the movie.
Okay, so it's symbiosis between humankind and viruses. So we just, just polluting our earth, and they defend us from the aliens. So probably aliens trying to invade us on daily basis, but we just don't notice it because of viruses. Okay.
Could be. Yep, could be. They crash from the sky and we never see them. They burn up when they die in the sky. Yeah.
Well, not bad. Okay. So, but why people so helpless? Why in case of imminence to the whole, human race, why we'll still tend to do marauders, all these things? Why we so bad? Why we don't, help each other? Why we don't build like supporting?
Yeah. Why do people panic?
Yeah, okay, you're panic. Okay, you are in panic. Okay, but can you just not steal things, not to try to survive for others' account? Why you don't help them? What's wrong with us?
Yeah, it's just selfish survival. I need to get out of here. You've got a car. I'm taking your car.
Yeah. So you die today, I will die tomorrow, right? We have
right. Yeah. Yeah.
But it looks like not our mind. It looks like our genome, right? It's like our nature. So people don't think that when I go to panic, I will, steal my neighbor's car. No, they do it automatically, right? Just without thinking.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
It's human nature. That's why. That's one of the reasons why we believe governments may know about alien species, but they don't tell us. Because if they tell the human race, we know there are aliens out there and we're talking to them, or we know they're coming, the human race would just panic. They'd say, well, if they're going to come, we're going to die. So if they're going to die, why should I go to work? I'll just go out there and steal what I need until I die, So they're worried about worldwide panic from crazy people like that. Well, there's no need to go to work anymore. So we would just collapse within. Just give up today, right now. I give up. Okay.
Okay. Is there anyone in our class who can defend humankind? Because we are only blaming. Sergey, maybe some positive features of humankind. In case of danger, would you help someone, or would you survive by yourself?
By yourself.
Okay. Answer is clear. Thank you. Gerard, please.
I think in dire circumstances, when someone is drowning, or some people try to help them. Even they are risking their life. Even people die because of that. It happened in Spain several times. In very difficult conditions, but those people thought that they should help. They didn't consider that it was almost impossible to help those people.
But I can see a big difference between them, because you are unsafe. You are here on the beach, you see someone drowning, but you have your mind, so you go and save. But if you both in the same circumstances, if you both drowning, you probably will have a battle for the boat or something. You will probably throw the other person away from the boat.
I mean, trying to save someone that the sea is very dangerous. Very hard conditions, and those people, you can die, but they are not aware of that.
Yep, agreed. Vasants, please, your comment.
Yes, in my opinion, 99% of people will try to survive, not save the other. But in very rare cases, this happens, especially when it comes to a mom and her child. She would definitely try to save her child instead of saving herself, because I have seen that in my personal experience. When I was studying in a school, there was an accident. A public transport bus hit 5 people who were waiting for the bus. She instantly threw her child without thinking about saving her life or running away from that. Well, the bus was moving toward. It happened.
That's why in planes they say first put mask on you, then on your child, because subconsciously you trying to put mask on your child, and you can lose conscious mind. Yeah. Leila, please.
To your question, I know what you are thinking. I'm such a fragile, romantic, blah blah. But on the contrary, in the case of an event, a terrible event, I just do everything to help people, and no matter who they are, And afterwards, I just lose my control. It was a kind of nervous breakdown. I cry and cry. But on the spot, I usually do everything to help them. I don't understand why and how I can manage to be so cool. But this is my nature.
It's just nature. It can be taught. You can be taught this.
We have our body produces a hormone or an enzyme called adrenaline.
Yeah.
And adrenaline, we call it the drug of fight, fright, or flight. Run away, okay? And when you're in danger, your body produces this adrenaline in large amounts.
Yeah.
And it can make you super strong, where you can lift a car to save your child. And it will keep you, in some cases, it will keep you calm so you can do tremendous things for a while, never get tired, never feel weak. But when the emergency is over and that adrenaline level goes down, suddenly you're just exhausted.
Yeah.
So we call that the adrenaline rush. That adrenaline rush makes you able to deal with an emergency with seemingly endless energy. Yeah.
So I am a kind of case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a natural behavior of the human body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, in many armies, I read that they used in World War II some methamphetamines to make soldiers able to do more work, to make some marches and so on. So they just put adrenaline in the pills to you. Now it's illegal.
Think of me if I had this, military service or something. I would be the Wonder Woman.
Until the emergency's over, and then you'd be so tired you couldn't move.
Yeah, I know.
It's not an ideal solution.
I know.
Okay. So do we have any questions about Leila? You said
Question I missed because I didn't watch the film. I worked all day. We talked about the preacher, the idealistic one, and he prayed or something like that, and he wanted to communicate with the aliens. Was he able to talk with them, or I didn't
No, they
understand?
killed him immediately.
Okay, thank you.
They just put out the gun and went bam, bam. Anyone else want to communicate?
but
Thank you.
don't laugh about that. Probably he just solved the case, you know, because he's in paradise now and everything is solved. Just
But you know the preachers, they say we need to. It's like our liberals in America. We need to be friends. They're killing everybody, but we can talk to them. We can reason with them. So he takes his Bible and his cross, and he goes in there and he's praying while he's walking close because he knows they're going to kill him.
okay.
Yeah, I can understand that these people think that religion can help us.
Yeah,
I understand that, but it doesn't work.
God will protect me. It didn't work. Yeah.
Okay, I am afraid to go there. You know, we will start to talk about immigrants or something. So let's please another question.
It was an old movie. It's a classic. Everyone in America knows War of the Worlds. There was a new movie made, War of the Worlds, a remake with Tom Cruise. I didn't like that one, but a little different story. It's the same idea, but you know they change it a little bit. You know, Hollywood. There was also a TV series called War of the Worlds, but in that one, the Martians. It's the usual science fiction. The Martians land on Earth, but they disguise themselves as humans. So you don't know they're walking among us, slowly taking over our organizations and governments. So there's different spin-offs from this movie. So it's quite well known.
Nice. But it's based on the book, a very famous book, right? So it's as far as I understand, I cannot remember if I read this book, but as far as I understand, it's kind of different. Yes, kind of different from the movie.
Orson Welles was a sci-fi author, writer. Did he do I think he did 1984, didn't he?
Not sure.
I can't remember. But he's very famous for his science fiction stories.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jorgen, you are pretty quiet today. It's because we don't allow you to interrupt us or something.
I'm very tired at first, and the sound and
Okay.
But you do it very well.
Okay, so but Jorgen, you know, you prepared some slides, and we can try to describe them and watch them. I'm trying to screen share. Okay, this one. Okay. Let's find something funny in this. Gerard, can you start, please?
No, I wanted to say something important.
Please.
That the author of this book, it wasn't Orson Welles, the director and actor, famous director and actor. It was Herbert George Wells. So it's another person.
Okay, so we made a mistake.
Yeah, I think
Okay, you're right. There's a couple of Wells. H.G. Wells. Yeah.
Herbert George Wells.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Wrong Wells. I just remember that deep voice. Like Orson Welles.
And he is the same author of the Time Machine.
Time Machine. Okay.
Yeah. Usually we forget to present this story about radio show. Yeah. For.
Yeah. When this story first came out, it was adapted as a radio program. So you listen to it on the radio. That's when it first came out. Okay, H.G. Wells took the book and made a radio program from it. And when they first broadcast this on the radio, remember this is back in the old days. We didn't have TV, no movie theaters, no internet. Radio was the only medium of communications. So everyone listened to the radio all the time. So H.G. Wells, being a devious PR guy, presented this book as a radio program. And if there's you can actually listen to the radio program on the internet if you search for it. But it plays on the radio just like a music program. They're playing music. La, 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 la. We interrupt this program to bring you some exciting news. We've detected launch, flashes on Mars. We'll keep you updated. La 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 la. Oh, we interrupt this program for an update. And that actually was so realistic that some people would turn on the radio and hear that, and it caused a nationwide panic. People thought the aliens were really invading. And the next day, Orson Welles woke up and found out, H.G. Wells woke up the next day and found out he was very famous for screwing with the nation.
Well, but it's a very nice PR, I think, for the book, for the author. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, I like the story about radio, especially.
So it's like if you search the internet for War of the Worlds radio program and panic, you'll find stories. Newspapers actually said aliens are coming. We're being invaded. It was just like this movie.
we have the link in our chat, in our Telegram chat, so you can see it there. But I will try to attach it to the event page for this class.
Yeah.
Okay,
and Ivan, you told me about some situation in Russia. Same thing, right?
Yeah, it was about ballet, when we had some revolution. We have some revolution to provoke panic on Central TV. We showed ballet, Swan Lake or something like this. So.
Ivan said in Russia, everyone's watching, news and TV, the Cold War, U.S. and Russia, and suddenly for 2 days, all programming stopped. And the ballet program played all day long for 2 days. And everyone's going, what the hell is going on? And then we interrupt this ballet program. The government has been overthrown. USSR is gone. We're the boss now.
Yeah. So it was a big undermine of ballet, I think. People don't like it as much as before. But I know that Sergey is a big fan of ballet, and
I like the ballet so much. From this time.
So that music from that ballet terrifies Russians now. They hear that music and they go, oh my God, what's happening?
Yeah, it's another story. It's about Pavlov's dogs, the story?
Yeah.
Something like this. Okay, let's go to slides because our time flies, but it's we have a nice conversation. Okay. Gerard, can you start, please, with this picture? What is this?
This is the Eiffel Tower in Paris. So the tower is almost destroyed, and everything around, all the buildings around are destroyed because the Martians are attacking the main city of the world.
Yeah, what's the reason for attack?
They want to destroy mankind, I think. They want to take our planet from us because they need it. So they want to have all the resources we have only for them. They don't want to share.
Okay. Another one. Jorgen, please, what is this?
Yeah, that's a jet plane used as a couriers and maintains contact between continents.
Okay, so as far as I remember, movie is pretty old, so no internet, right? And looks like phone calls are broken or something, so they use courier servers, right? Courier server.
Transport fuel, I think.
Fuel, okay. And on the back side, behind the jet, I can see another monument, right?
The Statue of Liberty, and below that you can see it's on an island called Ellis Island.
Looks like a star, right?
And the base of the statue looks like a large star. So again, Hollywood likes to show these famous landmarks.
Yep.
And then destroy them, you know. But only the White House did not get destroyed in this movie.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Wow, Layla, please. What is
Thank you.
What nasty.
It must be the alien, the extraterrestrial. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Me neither, but it looks like, I would say.
But
Okay.
it is scary, to tell you the truth, you know. And there is a kind of jelly, sticky something on them. Ooh, I don't like
Oh.
it.
Slimy, yeah, we call that slimy.
Yeah.
Notice that the aliens, when the aliens first came out in their spaceships, their ships were traveling in groups of 3.
Why?
And they got 3 fingers,
Also,
and 3 eyes.
in
So their number system's probably base 3.
but I would love to see their eyes. That green, blue.
It showed their eyes in the movie.
I see.
It was
Okay.
kind of comical looking.
But it is
Look-
really, really scary, you know. I didn't
It-
like it.
It looked like a kid's toy.
But I think the teacher Lee made a strong point about this calculation system. You know why we use 10 like a base for our base system? Because I think we have 10 fingers. So that's all. No different reasons for that. 10, it's not as good as 12, for instance. It has yeah, really, because 10 has only 2 dividers, 2 and 5. But it's proven that systems that has like more dividers, it's more comfortable. Yes. So probably I don't know. What?
Also very long, thin, and flexible fingers, I think. Oh. Thank
Well,
you.
Okay. It must be important as well. Yes, I think.
Something to mention that's an English word. In English, we have something called a suction cup. A lot of kitchen appliances and bathroom appliances use suction cups to stick to the wall.
Yeah.
It's clear plastic, like a half circle, and you just push it flat and it forms a vacuum so it can't come off the wall. So octopus, if you see an octopus, they have suction cups on their arms.
Right.
So these fingertips look like suction cups.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, this year I ride camel first time in my life, and I noticed that they don't have stuff like horse. It's different because they travel on sand. They have something like strange strange legs. It's like it's make them possible to not to like drown in the sand. Yeah.
Kind of spread out flat like a snowshoe.
Yeah, like a duck,
Yeah.
But it's very like soft, and when they step, it's like, I don't know, press it. Well, very, very, very interesting. I don't know how to describe this. Really.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, is there a word for that? So for the horse, we have how we call it for the horse? The engine, hoofs, and for the camel.
I'd have to look at their feet. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought they were hoofed. But
Okay, so for update about camel's foods, please welcome to our chat. we'll discuss it later because it's strange thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Sergey, please, it's picture. This picture is for you.
We see the road with a lot of cars. With old cars for us, and one track, and it's light system, and the grass.
Yep.
It's maybe all, and I think that it's those people went from the crash, maybe because I didn't watch the movie but I think that they run from the problem.
Yes, exactly. I think so.
Maybe this is a traffic jam.
Well, it doesn't look like really jam. Yeah.
No,
Not really
yeah,
a jam. They're just a mass exodus.
yeah.
Mass
Uh,
exodus.
Yeah, exodus, nice word. Yeah, and we can notice that even 50 or more, 60 years ago, roads in America was already better than in Russia now. Yeah?
maybe.
A bit, I would say.
You're just now discovering asphalt. Yeah.
But in some region in Russia we have the good roads.
Roads?
Seriously.
Okay. Maybe in some part of Moscow, I think.
And St. Petersburg.
Okay. Another one. Vasant, please.
Yeah. Here the people are discussing about the alien invasion, I think, and
Scientists?
yeah, I hope so. Scientists. And they were wearing the three-piece suit, and nothing else.
But
There is a fire extinguisher.
Language of the movie is different as a language of the book. So the director of the movie, when it needs to show us something, he cannot like put the text on it. This is scientific guy, right? It's impossible made by text. So they put glasses on the guy and white hair, and it's me, and this guy is smart. Right? So
And a three-piece vest.
yeah, so very formal. You can see.
Pen.
Right. What else in the world needs a pen with him? Yes, it's obviously a scientist. Please, Vasant.
Yes, and initially the female character couldn't recognize the professor because he was fully shaved and he wore glasses. So it means that usually the professor who is researching something, he would not have time to shave his beard, so he would have a beard.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, the usual scientist must be not concentrated, must have some noodles in the beard, some scratchy hair and glasses. Yeah, so we can recognize it. Recognize him. Any other stereotypes? No. Okay, another one. Okay, let me try. So it looks like a fire something. I think that it's firefighters. Yeah, I like this backpack with water, I think, and conduit. How we call this hose in his hand.
Just a pressurized water tank, I guess.
Okay. So, but I think we still. Funny. Yeah, we still have such a device. When we have a wildfire in the forest, I saw people with such a backpacks and these hoses. Yeah,
with a spray nozzle.
Yeah, something like this. Okay, so people trying to struggle with this fire, and only one of them looks like a little firefighter. Oh, two of them. Okay, two of them looks like a firefighter. The rest is, I think, volunteers.
Beating the fire out.
Yeah, but sometimes it works, right? And I like the color of the firefighter's car. It's a truck. Yeah, it's really red. I like this color. Oh, what else? I don't know. Probably it's about spaceship. Yeah. So what was this fire provoked by spaceship? I think.
Yeah, I think maybe. I don't know if the heat rays or what, but little small patches of fire. So they're just putting out little small brush fires, we call them.
Yeah. What do you call this style of the hat of firefighter? Very long fields, very big fields.
Yeah, we would just call it, I guess, a wide brimmed hat. I don't know what the name of it is.
Yeah. From modern point of view, it looks very strange. Now they have helmets, right? Some carbon helmets.
Yeah, this one almost looks like what we would call a forest ranger hat.
Forest range. Okay. Okay. But I don't think that this white brime can help from fire or something. Yeah.
Hats were popular in the old days. I don't know why.
Okay, finally, scientist. Gerard, please.
These three guys are in a campament. I think the one on the right side is Dr. Forrester. And the other guy standing is went to warn them. And he's a sort of a sponger because he takes the food and even a cigarette, everything for free, you know?
Yeah.
Do you want fire? They told him, do you want fire? No, I keep it for later. So the price of my information is you give me food and cigarettes and anything, drink.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Dr. Forrester was a knowledge of the meteorite and everything. So here's the first time he appeared on the screen.
Yeah, I would say that their tent looks very old-fashioned. I don't think that we use such tents now.
Yeah. We have tents like that. Yeah. We still have those tents.
Maybe for luggage, not for people. Yeah. Do you have problem with mosquitoes or some flies? No.
We do, but we have tents like that. We still have tents just like that. Yeah. Very common.
Okay. On the left side, I think it's fishing rods. Can you say so?
Okay. Yeah. We would call them fishing poles.
Mhm.
Is the manual kind, and then rod and reels is the kind that you throw and you do this.
Ah, okay.
We call that a rod and reel.
Okay, and
The-
reel is this circle part, yes, with which
Right, the part
Okay.
that goes around. Yeah, that's the reel. The rod is the straight part.
okay.
If it's bamboo, we just call it a fishing pole.
Mm-hmm.
You just hold it and pull.
Okay.
And I
And
forgot something important. On the background, you can see a small plane.
Yeah.
small plane, yep.
So they flew out there, but I guess they've got a car also.
Mhm.
I don't understand that.
Yeah. What is strange that I see a lot of trees behind. So for me, it looks like a dangerous place for a plane, right?
How did he land? Yeah.
And what else is strange on this picture? What strikes me, it's this jar in the middle. It looks like with jar with honey or something.
Looks like a honey jar. Yeah.
So do people really need so much honey during the fishing camp?
And the little black thing with the silver thing looks like a mortar and pestle for grinding.
Yeah, so these guys are really expert, right, in cooking. So not only fishing, not only planets, not only extraterrestrial things, but also cooking.
If you look at the white car, you'll see that it has no roof.
Yep.
Yeah.
We call that kind of car a convertible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can convert it into a roofless car by the roof is made of canvas or cloth, and it goes up and is pulled underneath and inside the trunk.
Mm.
So you can push a button and your roof will come out and close over the car.
Yeah. Do you ever hear about word cabriolet? Do you use it? No.
I know the brand. It's a brand of a car, right? A car model.
Ah, okay. I don't know. In Russia, we call cabriolet these convertible, cars.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
I don't know, is it a brand or something?
It's-
And yes,
yeah.
during all my life, I dreamed about such a car, convertible car. But it's not really convenient in Russia because of 9 months of snow and all these things. Okay. Oh, another one. Jürgen, please.
Yeah, they look up in the sky, and I don't remember exactly what.
It's like a commenter on radio show or something. He's making report, I think.
Yeah,
Okay, and we can see the soldier in helmet and some machine behind him, some gun, I think.
Machine gun, we'd call it.
Yeah, machine gun. Pretty fancy one. Yeah. And this is a host of radio show, I think, in this suit with a microphone. And probably, what else? I can't remember the scene exactly, yeah.
You can see in, hold on. You can see in the old days, everyone dressed up in suits.
Yep.
Today, we all dress, you know, in shorts and T-shirts. But in the old days, everyone dressed up in suits and hats. Very fancy in the old days.
Well, I used to wear some formal suits in my school, but I never understand what's the fun about that. It just tied you up and nothing more.
Yeah.
Leila, do you ever use this, formal suits, some corsets? I don't know what people.
Ivan, to tell you the truth, I don't know what kind of things they were wearing, but what I'm interested in now, the man on the left near the machine gun and his face, I think he has a kind of adrenaline rush.
I would call his expression.
After the event, he was shocked.
Well, I would call his facial impression like not impressed or something like this.
No, he looks. Lee, can we say he looks empty?
He looks kind of sleepy to me, but if he looks antsy to you,
No, I mean it's empty or absent.
vacant-eyed.
Vacant-eyed, right.
No one's home.
Okay.
The brain's out. No one's home.
Okay, a few more and we finish. Leila, what is happening here?
I think they are trying to develop a strategy against the aliens.
Yup.
It's the army and the guy who is in charge is giving some maybe advice or how could I say instructions to do something against the aliens.
A good guess.
I am
That's a good guess. Actually, he's explaining how the aliens are methodically traveling around the land and killing everything in sight.
Lee, why are you so surprised? I'm an expert now because you guys made me watch a lot of alien films.
Well, that's a good guess. He's explaining something to them. Yeah.
Thank you.
But they never had a good strategy. Just hit them with bigger and bigger bombs.
Okay, but what can we see? We can see a lot of diversity in those suits, right? And it makes us think that it's not just a one army, yeah, right? It's a international some division, yeah. Every world is there.
Really?
We can see some French suits. We can see obviously Soviet army.
The French have the hat that looks like a ball cap. It's just a little bill in it. It looks like a ball cap. That guy in the front, he's a French guy.
Do you see these red stripes on this?
Yeah.
Yeah. How we call them?
We would just call them stripes pants.
Okay. In Russia, we have special word for them, and only general can wear such pantalones, you know.
Okay. Right.
So it's a clear sign that it's not just a private ground, you know. Someone
rank insignia. Okay. Okay.
Okay, and we can see the map, and that's all, I think. Okay, another one. Sergey, you like Scar? I see.
I have to explain about a cars game. And,
yes.
It looks like maybe mass exit.
Exodus.
Mass exodus by without car, and those people maybe want to watch something, maybe Crash of Alien, I don't know, but it's not not looks like a dangerous situation. It's very silent, and the police and the people with a suitcase, with bags, with a special bags for dinner. I don't know. It's very silent. It's a very okay without problem. But
Yes, please.
but in the top of the picture we saw spatial bridge, or I don't know, maybe the spatial construction of plant. I don't know what is it.
Yeah, some kind of factory or power plant.
Maybe factory. Yep. Maybe they wait the crash of alien when they put in this bridge into this plant, and after that they will see the firework. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, but I can found there at least 3 policemen and 1 like civilian supporter of policemen. So it's not a quiet situation. Something happened there, definitely. You know.
Yep.
Why
Yeah,
you need 3 policemen just for crosswalking? You know, sounds strange.
It seems like it might be a traffic control during an evacuation, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Maybe these guys who are trying to cross the street with the help of the police are the experts to help to develop the strategy.
Yeah, for a man in a suit to wear a white helmet, that's unusual to me. I don't know who these people are.
And I see that the policeman has a different uniform. The usual policemen have usual for us uniform, and some policemen who use the bicycle has special uniform with the cover, with the skin, and the special hat.
Yeah, leather jacket, because it's cold on the bike. You know, when you're on the bike, you're getting cold.
Yeah, we have motorcycle cops. We have cops that ride a motorcycle instead of a car. So these are motorcycle cops.
Yeah.
You can see their police motorcycles at the bottom.
What I like in this picture, it's a design of a bus. You know, looks pretty nice.
That's a strange looking bus. I've never seen. That's an old bus.
I would buy such.
I have some questions about the people in the center of the picture. Maybe he's a volunteer with a special casks, with a special name on the left hand.
Maybe, yeah.
We call that an armband.
Armband, okay.
An armband, you know, it distinguishes you as some kind of an official.
You are in charge of something. You are on duty.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Can you see this guy on the right, the last one on the right, on the bottom? He has a very strange luggage. How would you call this luggage? So I when I go to the forest for mushrooms, I use the same.
Yeah.
But what is the word in English? Okay, let me see in the dictionary. Basket? No.
I can't see it because my pictures.
Yes,
my pictures are blocking it.
Yes. Okay.
But,
So
yeah, probably a bat. If it's a bowl with the handle, we call it a basket.
Yeah. Basket. Okay, nice one. So yes, it's interesting to go to the workplace with a basket. I will try one day. Okay, so we have a little bit more, but I think our time is over. But it was very nice. I'm trying to. Okay. I managed it. I clicked on the right button from the not from the first attempt, but it's okay. I'm proud of myself now. So because last time I finished translation by trying to stop screen sharing. So thank you very much for the class. It was a nice movie, and see you next week. And please suggest your best movies. You know.
I will send you a list tonight.
Okay. Something to cry about. Some...
If you want a romantic movie that's interesting, there's one called Ghost.
Okay. No, it is not going to be romantic. You will be surprised.
Okay.
All right.
But I like Ghost with Patrick Swayze, and mostly I like it because of scene of making some jar of the clay or something. Yeah. And I like music. Jorgen, I think you would like music in this movie. Okay, so we're waiting for movie from Layla. It will be what do you say? Ninja movie, yes, ninja movie from Japan. Okay.
Love story. Love story.
Okay, so thank you guys again. I'm very glad that we did it on schedule, and see you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.